Hello everyone, this is Orlando from A Collector's Dream. And today I just want to do a quick video for Iconic Al. I want to thank him for contacting me and allowing me to talk about Babe Ruth, my favorite player, other than Mickey Mantle. Babe Ruth, those are my two favorites. And Babe Ruth, almost everyone's opinion, was the greatest baseball player of all time. And even people that do not know baseball, when you mention Babe Ruth, they know the name. So I want to start off really with some affordable Babe Ruth cards because, everybody wants to have a Babe Ruth card. And these are the 1962. They released a series of cards, which was the Babe Ruth Special. And I'm just going to share these with you quickly. And this is the first one in the series. Babe as a boy. And you have Babe when he joins the Yankees. There he is with his first manager, Miller Huggins. And you have the nice shot here of the famous slugger batting. And you have a beautiful card here of Garrick and Ruth together. And this was the retirement speech. And in the back it tells you the whole story. So this is a nice little subset if you cannot afford a Ruth card. This is Twilight Years. This is still vintage from 1962. This is where he was coaching for the Dodgers. You don't see Babe with any other uniform other than that one with the Dodgers coach. Again, he was the sports hero of the day, and he wasn't just an incredible player, the best player ever, but he was also, famous for being in movies and just being an all-around nice guy. There's lots of autographs. He signed for everybody. This is his farewell speech. And this one you're looking at here is the one where he hit 60 home runs. That record stood for many, many years until Roger Maris broke that record. And Ruth passed away in 1948. And when he passed away, Leaf was creating cards. They were making their 48, 49 Leaf cards, which really are 49 Leaf cards. They were distributed in 1949. And when Ruth passed away, it was late in 1948. They decided to add him to the set. So they added him to the set. This is the top of the box of the 1949 Leaf box of cards. This is the top of the box. And there it said, free big picture of baseball's all-times great with the purchase of the last package in this box. So you'd buy a pack of cards, it'd have 5 49 Leaf cards, 48, 49, but they are 49 officially. And what they did was they did have a Ruth card in that set, but they also had premiums that they had in those sets. And this is the, let me get you a good look at that. It's the 1949 Leaf premiums. And these were included in the box of cards for the 1949 Leaf. Of course, the 49 Leaf of the cards that included, they had a Babe Ruth card in there, which is similar to this one here. And they also had of course, the famous Jackie Robinson and the Satchel Paige and all of those. But they did include Babe, and this is the premium. And it talks about him. It says the baseball's beloved Sultan of Swat, George Herman Babe Ruth, all-time champion home run hitter, and fandom's most popular player. So he was the fans' most popular player. This was inserted in the box. This is a cutout of the box, inside the bottom of the box. And the person who bought the last pack of the box would get this. As time went on and they distributed a little bit more, they actually changed it and had a different version of it without all the writing. And this one also is a 1949 Leaf Premium. It's the 7B version, which is no bio. So what they did was they actually wanted to highlight Babe Ruth. And there's other players in this 49 Premium set, like Lou Gehrig and you know, a lot of the Hall of Famers. But really they highlighted the Babe. And then when they came out with the last series, which was the most scarce series of cards that had the short prints and stuff, they released this version of it. And this is also the 1949 Leaf Premium, but this is the blue background. And this is the rarest one. And this one here is, there's less than five known to exist. And it was actually, you know, released very, very late in the prints. And you can kind of see how the name here is good. Here it kind of faded out, but it's not because of the, you know, they're both 4s. It's because it was printed later on after these images. So these are the 3 Babe Ruth premiums that were included in the 49 Leaf cards right after Babe passed away. So moving on to some of his current day cards. First of all, I'm going to show the 1928 Harringtons. And this card was given out with ice cream at the Harrington's ice cream stores. There's other versions of this. There's the Tharps and the Yinglings. Basically, it's the same photo. And what I love about this one is it shows him in the old style photos of him pitching. So that's kind of cool to see him in the pitching pose. And that's the Babe. And the back of this card is really neat because the back tells you, and it looks like it has someone's fingerprint. Maybe they got some ice cream on their finger. That's the, you know, so it was handed out with ice cream, but it says, save these pictures. 1 ice cream novelty will be given free for each picture of Babe Ruth. Also, 1 gallon of Harrington's ice cream will be delivered free to the holder of a complete set of 60 baseball stars upon surrender of the same. So if you got this Babe Ruth card, it said you will get a free ice cream for each one. So you would turn this card back into the Harrington dealer and they would give you a free ice cream. So this makes this card a little more scarce. There's, I don't know the exact population, but probably less than 50 of these exist. And this is from the year after the 1927 season, which was his, the Yankees' Murderers Row, one of the greatest seasons ever in Yankee history. The next one I want to show you is one of my favorites. That's the 1922. We'll get a good look at that. The 1922 E121 American Caramel. Let me focus on that. This is one of my favorite cards because what this has is 3 different versions of the Babe. It has kind of a portrait version, then it has him in a batting stance, and you can see down there, right at the bottom, it has a field with him batting, and that's him right down there also. So that's Babe, and that's 3 versions of Babe. It's called the montage version, and this was from 1922. It's a caramel issue from American Caramel. You can see the back of this. It tells you where it came from. And I'll focus on that a little bit so you can see here. And the set consists of 120 of the leading baseball stars of the American and National Leagues. And this was made by the American Caramel Company in Lancaster and York, Pennsylvania. So this particular card is graded a 2. It's has some creases, of course, on the corner. That corner and that corner has creases. But the image is really, really nice, and that's what, you know, and it's centered. So despite the creases, it's a tough card. It's a rare card from Babe Ruth, and one of my favorite cards of the Babe. I'll show you one more card that I have here to share with you. Go ahead and zoom back out here and give you a good look at that blue Babe Ruth, which is really one of the rarest Ruths you'll ever see. But my favorite Ruth, I think, is this one here. And this is the E120 Babe Ruth, and it came out right before the montage version. And this is a much tougher card to find. It's the 1922 American Caramel E120 Babe Ruth. This one's also in a VG3. And the Ruth here is just a beautiful Ruth with him holding the ball in the pinstripe uniform with the old style Yankee hat. It says outfield for the New York Americans. And that ornate border that it has around it is just beautiful. It just gives it a little bit of class. And he's holding the ball there. And this one was from 1922. These are all playing days. And the back is what I really like about this card, because this predates Lou Gehrig. So when you look at the back of the card, it tells you that the first baseman was Wally Pipp. And it gives you the whole team. And this is a tougher card to find because there were 240 cards total produced in this American Caramel set. And I produced 15 players for each of the 16 major league teams. So it was very, very tough. I mean, you'd get one card when you bought a candy, a caramel, and there were 240 cards, one at a time. So to pull to get the Babe Ruth card was not an easy task. That's why this is one of the rarest, one of the toughest cards to find. I wouldn't say that rare. It's probably, again, like 50 known to exist, but one of the nicer Babe Ruth cards. So I want to just wanted to share some of my Babe Ruth collection, some of my Babe Ruth cards with you guys. And thank you, Al, for allowing me to share some of these cards in my collection. Thanks for watching, guys. It's Orlando from A Collector's Dream, and I'll catch you on the next one.